Good morning, my dear student. Today our topic is Government of India Act 1935. As we discussed regarding many matters, many topics, how this is beneficial on that time. Government of India Act 1935. Before this act, as we know, Government of India Act 1919. According to those law, the hierarchy system in administration for the Indian states. So some features are very beneficial for the respective states and their inhabitants, their citizens. But people are not bona fide because the subject matter of those things were very complicated, and the amalgamation of powers which were divided between Governor General of India, Viceroy and Commissioner's Region. It's very complicated. So after a decade, Simon Commission was set up and they were presented their reports in British Parliament. After that, this act was introduced for whole India, and according to this act, the provisional autonomy, the provincial autonomy, this is provisionally on that time. This is a provincial autonomy, means how much states were governed at that time. This is unified by the Governor General of India, and there are three categories on that time. We can say A, this is a administration for whole India. We can say Governor General of India. This is very important post on that time. He was responsible for all pillars of administration. As we know, legislative, and executive and judiciary. All the responsibility were preceded by Governor General of India for whole Indian administration. And B, British Indian states. British Indian states. British Indian states, that means governor. Who is the responsible person for the top post? Governor. The respective states of governor accountability, how they can govern, how they can control over all three measures. In spite of this, few matters they can reserve for the assent of Governor General of India. And next one is Commissioner's region. Commissioner's region. There are three types of state on that time who was governed by British Parliament. And next one we can say princely state. Princely states. Princely states. And that time near about 562 Indian states who were sovereign power, they can make any rule for their people, their citizens, and they can do each and everything for those people. But in Government of India Act 1935, the provincial autonomy, that means the respective states on that time, they have some autonomous power, how they can make a rule, how they can execute the rule, how they can instruct their policies. Many areas which is under governed by those topics, they are responsible, much of them. So next one is, this act came into effect in 1937. Government of India Act 1935 came into effect in 1937. And after the discussion of round table conference, many provisions were included there, and white paper who were produced by the British Parliament, they are also included. Many citations, many clauses are there. But this is not so beneficial, which were expected in the aspect of Indian citizens. So this act was discontinued in 1939 because there are many lacks are there, as we discussed in the main objective of this act, how they can execute full-fledged Indian federation system. But the clause of those rules, whenever minimum 50% Indian states willingly they can come with me, after that this rule was prevailed. So it's never happened. That's why we can say this rule has already been failed. And next one is important thing, ministers who is responsible for their respective legislatures. So ministers did not have complete control over their departments were handled, because few topics, few subject matters were reserved for the permission of governors and Governor General of India. So it's a very lack, it's a very weak point for their failure. So I want to conclude all those things. The total matter, totally we can say, whenever any law will be passed by any authority, before the thought process of positive way and their pros and cons, no any law can be prevailed and success in future. That's why this act was failed at that time. So let's conclude, and I will meet soon you. Okay, thank you.